Hello, Al Pals. This is Big Al, and welcome to Big Al Presents. And tonight, Big Al presents a rewatch of the 1975 comedy classic Monty Python and the Holy Grail. One of the films that when I was in college, if you didn't see it, you weren't cool. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, but when I was like the early '80s, if you didn't know Monty Python and if you couldn't recite half of the script, you were uncool. But anyway, well, I want to welcome everybody, and tonight I want to welcome, of course, the usual suspects in the Rewatch crew. We have the Black Knight himself, Mr. Troy Pacelli, Cartan the Klingon cleric.
Tis only a flesh wound.
Yep, tis only a flesh wound.
1975, though. I feel so darn old.
I know. I mean, I was 10 when it came out.
Yeah.
But, before we forget, she's a witch because she turned me into a newt. Sorry, this is the kind of stuff you had to do in college. But welcome the lovely Netter of Netter's Network. How are you doing, Nanette?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you for having me on tonight. I'm that killer bunny.
Yeah, yes,
the killer bunny.
You are the killer bunny. It's probably of all the scenes in the film, it's the one I probably laughed the most at.
Right
at the first appearance, and when you really find out the true nature of the bunny, it just struck me, and I just rolled laughing when the first time I saw it. I remember where I was when I first saw that scene.
Now, guys, me and Troy are doing something a little different tonight. We're trying to share mics, so I don't even have to keep going to another room. So let us know how we sound, okay?
Yeah, we know that it's not great, but any feedback's fine. Thanks.
They couldn't stand being away from each other for an hour and 45 minutes.
Well, there's that. And there's also Nanette just doesn't like having to pick up and go upstairs every time we're going to stream, you know?
Oh, I know. It's like my mom. Every time I'm going to stream, I do say she doesn't need to leave.
Yeah.
But it's better if she does because it's just so distracting. And then half the time she forgets I'm recording and says, "What did you say?" And I'm like, nothing.
Exactly. I know.
That was when I used to do videos and stuff. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Told you I'm doing a video."
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see who we've got on here. I don't know who was first, but of course Troy doesn't count. So I'm giving it to Daniel Heron. Happy St. Stephen's Day. Yeah. Yes, today is St. Stephen's Day when Good King Wenceslaus went out.
Yep.
Because he went out on the Feast of Stephen as the snow lay round about.
Actually, my first knowledge of the Feast of Stephen comes from Doctor Who.
Okay, so it must be an older one because
William Hartnell. It was Feast of Stephen, and they played off the fact that his companion at the time's name was Stephen, and it's what led up to him breaking the fourth wall to wish everyone a happy Christmas.
Oh, I did not know that. I will say I'm not as too much knowledge with Hartnell or really most of the early years. I mean, like I said, Baker was my doctor.
Oh, I get that too. He's definitely among my favorites.
Because that was, of course, he was the one on that. And I've just never really had, I mean, I could now if I wanted to. I just, it's just so much to watch, you know. This is to go back and watch it. I just think would be a little hard. But
Hartnell has a special place in my heart because the actor's birth date was January 8th, the same birth date as I have.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
it's always neat when you have those shared birthdays like me and John Wayne. Me and John Wayne.
Really? No kidding.
John Wayne and can't think of his name now. James Arness, the guy who played Matt Dillon and The Thing from Another World in the original.
Oh, okay.
Let's see who else we have with us. We have Melissa Harris.
Hi, Melissa Harris.
Welcome. Casey Scott. Hey. Of course, Netter welcoming folks. Sir Torrid Clegane, welcome, sir. Welcome. Hopefully, well, Sir Torrid Clegane, that's a very knightly sounding name, so hopefully he'll be here. Like I said, that's all I see so far, which is fine. Like I said, it's the day after Christmas. I'm sure everybody's still visiting, and I will, and I'll be the first to say Monty Python is not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was thinking too. Exactly.
there was no way he was going to be here tonight because he is otherwise engaged.
He got himself a life.
Yeah, he has a life and a girlfriend and all. Oh man, I used the word engaged. No. Forget that word. He is otherwise occupied. So
Did you just betray a confidence? Is that something that we don't know about?
Absolutely, 100%. Well, I don't know, but not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're
I'll
aware.
just say that I really doubt that because it is still very new in the relationship. So,
well, Netter and I still have our fingers crossed anyway.
Well, and she's right now in the running. So what can you say? But yeah. So when I knew he wasn't here, I really did not know what I was going to watch tonight up until I just had that little flash of light from heaven. And I was going through my files going, well, I want to watch, I want to, not, nah. I didn't want, certain ones I want to watch, but I just didn't know what I wanted to watch tonight. And the original idea was to watch a disaster movie kind of as a homage to 2020. I was like, yes, I'm celebrating 2020 on my last rewatch of the year. We're going to have a disaster movie.
Deep Impact or something like that.
And I was thinking about doing the Poseidon Adventure.
I can see that one.
Because it takes place New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't find it. The original Poseidon Adventure, I cannot find.
Really?
So, Klingon Cleric, if you ever come across it or have it,
well, let me see what I can do for you.
Please see what you can do. I can find it, but dubbed. Like, it's, and I don't want to, I mean, I'll take, I don't care if there's like Czechoslovakian words underneath. I just want to hear it in English. But I thought about that, and then I thought about Towering Inferno, which is a movie I do want to do one day because it's really cool. It was one of the biggest films of the early 70s. Irwin Allen films were a big thing back in the 70s for us older folk who remember.
Okay, got it. I should have it for you by the end of the stream.
Awesome. Awesome. But yeah, I always loved the Poseidon. Like I said, I loved those Irwin Allen disaster movies, and like I said, that one. I still, like I said, I'll watch it sometime this coming year. Like I said, Towering Inferno had oh no, my voice is going already. The Swarm, just a whole bunch, like the old airport and the old airport movies. So many great disaster movies out there, but everybody thought they wanted to go a little light. And I originally thought about doing Looney Tunes, but Sound Engraver really sounded like she wanted to maybe sit in on those, and of course, otherwise occupied. But then I just happened to be growing as like, and I'm like, Monty Python, the Holy Grail, boom, do it. That's it. And just came up with the quick avatar thumbnail thing, which it's kind of like, and of course I had to have Troy getting attacked by the bunny.
There you go.
And I like the cow.
Jedi Master Zootopia and Josh would be. How you doing, guys?
Oh, Jedi Master Zootopia, welcome. And who? Oh, and Joshua V.
Yep.
Welcome. Like I said, for those who have Netflix, it's streaming on Netflix. So if you want to watch along, easy, queue up your Netflix to it. And for those who are setting up, we're still 10 minutes in. I still got a few minutes before we'll start. I always like to give it 10, 15. the movie starts literally boom. It starts right on its credit.
Yeah.
There's no
So,
fanfare, no studio.
whereas Marvel films and so many others have post-credit scenes, this movie has during credit scenes.
Yeah, it's all up front. It literally ends. When it ends, it's over. There's nothing after the final scene. There's actually a couple reasons for that, but we'll get to that during it. But yeah, it literally, when the movie just starts, it's black, and then it has like Monty Python whatever production thing, but it's not a big logo. It's just as the movie starts. So but yeah, 1975, Monty Python in their height of just being, they were the kings of comedy in Britain. I mean, they were, the Monty Python's Flying Circus was a huge hit. It was a huge hit over here, especially on public television on like Saturday nights, Sunday nights.
Yep.
It was that and Doctor Who. Those were the big things on those nights here in America on public television. And you just watch them all the time, And then, of course, they did have the film, and was it Now for Something Completely Different? Was, I believe, the first film, but it was basically a rehash of their show skits. So this was actually their first film.
Yeah.
Straight up. And
so this was before The Meaning of Life?
Before Meaning of Life? Yes.
Okay.
Before Meaning of Life, before Life of Brian.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the jokes was they asked him what was their next film going to be, and I think it was Eric Idle said something about it was a joke about Jesus Christ and his quest for something. It was some weird thing, and they literally took that idea and it morphed.
Yeah,
into Life of Brian, which is another which is a rewatch I was going to do last Easter, but kind of got. We ended up doing Ben-Hur instead. I think.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do Ben-Hur, and but yeah, we'll have to do Life of Brian come this spring as kind of a thing. I'm gonna, because just a lot of obscure films out there that I still want to do, and I'm a bit afraid to do some of the more obscure ones because I didn't know how many would really get into it. And quite frankly, if you're cool, you'll be here. So
there you go. I agree. And
you know what?
I like the obscure ones. It's like, hey, if you haven't seen it, I want to share this with you. Come check it out with us.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Il Postino. It's awesome. It's got subtitles, you can read along, but it's a really great love story.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the professor did his noir films.
Yeah.
I had never seen. I'd seen Maltese Falcon. That was it. The other ones I'd never seen, and it was awesome. I'd never seen. They call me Trinity.
Yeah.
Yep, that was
my name is Trinity.
They call me Trinity.
They call me Trinity. Never saw that. Had a great time. There's a lot of great films out there you may have never heard of, or they're just wacky, strange, odd titles that have been lost in cinema history and deserve to have a few people sit down and kind of talk about them and watch them and have a little fun.
Not to mention that, there's a lot of great movies out there that are now being overshadowed by or remade by, modern Hollywood. So this is a great opportunity for people to just say, you know what, there's nothing good being released. Let's go check out some of this old stuff. And sometimes you need an old fart like us to say, hey, check this out,
Yeah, I mean, another film I want to do this year, Dark Star. John Carpenter.
Oh, gosh,
John Carpenter did a sci-fi film called Dark Star with David O'Bannon, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And
there's just not as many good movies out. And Joshua V, we'll talk about Wonder Woman 84 tomorrow night on Study Hall. The reviews are out, and like I was saying, there's not a lot going these days that's any good. Go back to the old stuff. Check. There's some classic stuff out there that you guys haven't seen yet that's worth your time.
Sorry, choke on lemonade, which reminds me, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm finishing off an energy drink, and then I'm going to switch to a Professor Geek special.
I am drinking lemonade, and I'm currently choking.
Yeah,
So-
you're currently drinking it.
Sorry.
Netter, what are you sipping on?
I've got my Lipton Diet Green Tea Citrus.
There you go.
Well, we pretty much stick to the same stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, once in a rare while, I'll have a beer.
I was going to have a hot buttered rum, but I think I made a little bit too merry yesterday. I kind of need to relax it a little bit and let my stomach rest.
But yeah, Joshua V said, who saw Wonder Woman 84? I will say I've seen the first scene, and I couldn't help myself. I had to watch the post-credit scene, which is freaking awesome. But I saw a little bit of it because I matey.
Yeah.
So I see.
Which is a lot easier now. Now you can literally see movies the day they're released.
Yeah, I know, and it's cool. Yeah, it's really cool because I was sitting there going, they better release a good one because I hate these ones from, people sitting there with a camera. Now that they're streaming, you get a good copy of it.
Yeah, so you're literally getting it.
Got that, and I got Pixar Soul. So I'm going to try to get a chance to watch that sometime this week. But yeah, I've seen the first. I mean, grab some popcorn. Sometimes, who cares how good the movie or bad the movie is? Sometimes you can just have a good time.
Well, I don't know if Aged Boomer is going to drop into the stream, but if you're catching this on the re-listen, Aged Boomer, don't expect me to have watched Wonder Woman 84 before tomorrow's show because I haven't even seen the first Wonder Woman movie.
I have not either. I've seen some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I want to see it. I want to see Aquaman. Just so I can say I saw it, so I can make 100% sure
that you didn't like it. I want to make 100% sure that it sucked.
Sorta. I'm entering that zone of my life. People who know me know I am sunshine and rainbows, and I've met Mr. Momoa. Was not the greatest experience.
Yeah,
cared more about his beer and how his beer was close rather than the people that were meeting him. So I'm a little skewed.
Well, but even though
I want to give it a chance. And now I've got the Amber Heard issue about it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, for all your shtick of sunshine and rainbows, even you are like. Yeah, there
are hurricanes that will come into the coast.
That's right.
Sometimes you got to hunker down, but I'm not.
Sometimes there's just so many clouds it blocks out the sun entirely, and you don't get any rainbows.
But I will honestly say I don't know if it's a bad movie or not. I'll just say that I have a couple issues with the people that are in it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's not a great film, and I think even the professor would agree to the fact that it might be a good film, but just the interest in watching it, I'm gonna have to be in the right mood.
Well, what's the thing that the professor often says? Yeah, it was a good movie. It wasn't a good such and such movie. I mean, it could be a good movie, but it's not a good Aquaman movie. Could be a good movie, but it's not a good Wonder Woman movie. Could be a good movie, but not a good Batman movie, which unfortunately is kind of the trend among these DC films,
Yeah, that's kind of weird. And I will admit here, and I've said it before, Last Jedi. Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
If it had nothing to do with Star Wars, maybe it would have been a good sci-fi
if it wasn't
film.
A Star Wars movie, there's some good stuff there, some quality filmmaking. But that story just didn't fit with what Star Wars needs to be. If you want real Star Wars, watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, right. And I did want to tell you something about that Al. I did need to, give credit where credit is due. When Mandalorian first started, I said, I don't care for this theme music. It's not Star Wars.
I've loved it since day one.
And I think what you said was, no, it's not Star Wars. It's
Mandalorian.
It's Mandalorian. And sure enough, the more I've listened to it, I'm like, okay, I totally get that that cowboy feel to it, you know. And then when it does get to the trumpet fanfare, I'm like, okay, it's not Star Wars, but I get the Star Wars feel there. That epic
it's the Outer Rim.
fantasy thing. Yeah. So I'm kind of digging it. I do wish there were more elements that tied it into Star Wars, but
that last
it's not so far removed that it's
the music in that last episode was that.
Oh yeah, I did like that. It's like they were acknowledging, yep, this is Star Wars, and here's the representation of Star Wars.
Yeah, and oh God, it was a beautiful thing. Okay, now back to Monty Python. If everybody queued up, like I said, starting the film on my copy at 0000. If you're on Netflix, which, like I said, you could stream. I don't know where else it might be where you could stream. Of course, it's on Amazon if you don't have it. Of course, it's on the high seas if you want to get a hold of it. But if you're a Netflix user, it's there for you. Like I said, starting at the zeros right before the Swedish subtitles, which I've always thought were funny. I didn't get it when I first saw it, but I got it subsequent viewings. I'm like,
well, that was really throwing me off because I was trying to get the subtitles set for my copy, and I'm like,
yeah, it's
where are the English ones? You know, and I was
totally
just okay. I got the joke now.
Okay. Everybody, of course, we're going to count down 3, 2, 1 as per usual. And when I say start, that's when we start. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, start.
There we go.
Python Monty Pictures Limited. I always like the way they did that. Put Monty in the parentheses. Yeah. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python ik den Holy Grailen. or as this was called in Japan, Monty Python and the Holy Sake Bowl. Or sake cup. Something, I'm serious. That's what it was called.
I mean, what else are you going to call it, right? I mean,
well, you would think they would know what a grail is, but
sure, but they don't have a frame of reference in their own culture.
And except for I think 1 or 2 times, this is the only film in which the females are played by females.
Oh,
because they are notorious
for them playing the female.
For them playing the female part. I mean, they do in a few other roles. I mean, there's a few others that they do have women in them, but a majority of their women, the female parts, are played by themselves.
Yeah.
See the lovely lakes. Yeah, you got to read the Swedish, and they make it so that you can read it. Yeah. It's like that weird Americanized.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
telephone system.
And like I said, all their stuff's at the very beginning. And then
animals.
At least we know we're on the right. We're on the same.
Signed, Richard M. Nixon. Including majestic moose.
Majestic moose.
Moose once bit my sister. No, really.
She's got her initials on the move. And like I said, what's brilliant, they leave it up just long enough so you can read it.
Record player slowing to a stop. We apologize for the sometimes.
Mind you, moose bites can be pretty nasty.
We apologize again for the problem.
Those responsible for sacking the people who have just been sacked have been sacked.
And for those of you who don't know what a sacking means, that means they've been fired.
Yeah, that's a Britishism for getting fired, right?
Oh, yeah, well.
We get used to that.
Moose trained by
special moose effects.
Yeah, special moose effects. And they're all Swedish names, which I like.
Right.
Moose choreographed by a horse.
Taylor's moose. Moose nose wiped by.
Suggestive poses for the moose suggested by Vic Rotter. Antler care, Liv Thatcher.
Suggestive poses for the moose suggested by Vic.
After the other people were sacked, which they have not been sacked. Criticism. Wow. Now, what would be funny is if it was all like handwritten.
Ralph the Wonder Llama.
Yep.
And they're all
Or a llama.
built Q Llama.
Lots of llamas.
Directed by, of course, the real director is at the very bottom. Gilliam and Jones. You know how they got the directing jobs for this film?
No.
Because the other four didn't want to do it.
I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah.
And they were the only ones who expressed any interest at all at doing any of the directing.
That does not look comfortable.
Okay. Do you know how this gag happened?
Which gag? The
This
coconut
gag with the hoofbeats?
Yes, they didn't have any money.
They did not have the money for all four.
So they came across and used the old radio sound trick.
Yep. This is the sad irony. They're going up to a castle that's all, aged and falling apart.
Which you see a lot of. Like, in a medieval movie, they always show these like dilapidated castles, which is what they look like now. But when they were first built, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
Trusty servant Patsy. Patsy has a much bigger role in Spamalot, the Broadway show that's based on this.
Yes, coconuts migrate.
Which is true. There's no way a swallow that's native to England could carry a coconut.
Well, maybe a really, really small coconut that ends up getting transplanted.
I will say I've always loved Arthur's helmet crown combo.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was a cool look. And Graham Chapman, who's of course is playing King Arthur, is the only one who actually wore real armor. He's actually wearing chainmail.
Wow.
Everybody else was wearing that wool, the wool knit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but he needs to have the chainmail covering the front of his throat.
Yeah, the coif that he's wearing is a little bit baggy on him.
Yeah.
I've been watching way too much Shadiversity, to be honest with you.
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Is this a 2020 CV analogy here?
Getting close, man.
Eric Idle.
Have you seen the nuns back there with the hammers?
Mm-hmm.
There was actually more for them to do, but it kind of got cut. They were like just beating people down.
Well, and see, the thing is, the way they did these things, they had all kinds of gags, and some of them work and some of them don't, and they have to decide that in the editing.
Yeah, it's interesting to read some of the stuff that there was this whole section with, I think King, like Brian, the giant or the wild or something.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the rumors was that they were going to try to get Brian Blessed to play it.
Oh.
but they didn't even film it.
I feel fine.
Can you hang around a few minutes? It won't be long.
You cannot fool anyone.
Well, thanks very much.
It's a good shit all over him.
This is actually one of my favorite exchanges in the movie coming up.
Oh yeah.
Where he says, you know, how did you get to be king? I didn't vote for you.
And they always had him playing the ugly women.
Yeah.
Terry Jones, who I think left us. What did this year? Terry Jones passed.
May have been, yeah.
I like how his little son has a mustache. I love that music behind it.
Yeah. Strange women are like distributing sources, no basis for it.
Fartical aquatic ceremony.
I'm being repressed.
I'm being repressed. The birth of Antifa.
Oh yeah, right. I don't think he's clip clopping fast enough. Knight's shouting.
And what I think is cool is that that's actually John Cleese and Terry Gilliam fighting.
Oh, is it? I never really realized.
They wanted to do it because it looked fun. They had a ball doing it.
I would imagine, yeah.
And you can kind of.
Ooh. I don't care how well you're armored you are. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that spot's not armored in that period anyway.
You're right. It does look like fun. Oh,
Oh.
Ew. Okay.
I always love the. I've always loved the Black Knight. Because you got to admit, you got to like a knight that don't give up easy.
Right.
Like Samuel Proctor earlier, here comes the economics lesson.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, I've had my bell rung a few times.
Your arm's off. No, it isn't. I've had worse.
And worse. Slice.
What's funny is he barely touched him.
He's an,
Yeah.
an unarmed opponent.
Well, you got to give him credit. He doesn't quit.
He does not quit.
Just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
Mhm.
Now, you know what's funny is the guy doing that there is a guy with one leg.
I should hope so.
No,
That would be very difficult to do if you actually had an extra leg.
yeah, it's an actual one-legged guy that they had to do that.
You have to take your helmet off to do that. Oh, I remember this too. Yep.
I mean,
Clunk. Clunk.
the funny thing is that the chanting is actually quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Why do you have to hit themselves with words?
It's self-flagellation.
Yeah, well, because they usually would whip themselves, but
Right.
it's a witch.
She looks
She
like
looks like
one.
They dress me up like this. Yes.
I got better.
Burn her anyway.
I don't understand why he's holding up his faceplate.
Because it doesn't stay up by itself.
Yeah, because it's funny. You know, it's like he doesn't need to.
It's
But...
a gag, you know. I was reading that the helmet was actually sold at an auction. I'm trying to figure. Let me find out how much it went for. It went for like a crazy amount of money.
Build a bridge out of her.
Oh yeah, Benevir's helmet sold for $29,000.
Wow.
10 times more than its estimate.
So if she weighs as much as a duck, that means she's a witch.
She's a witch.
Well, it depends on the size of the duck.
That duck's going to go flying. Or it would if I was getting on the scale anyway.
That's John Cleese's wife at the time. Connie Booth. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know, sometimes.
That must be a very inaccurate scale.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fact that she was John Cleese's wife.
Oh yeah, that's an entirely different matter. I wasn't even thinking about that. The book of the film.
That's what. So not appearing in this film was I think it was Gilliam. Was it? I think it was Gilliam's kid.
Really?
It was one of their babies. Yeah.
And there's a full-on castle. There we go.
And that's true. It was only a model.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah. It's wherever they're able.
And thus the name Spamalot.
The slave Spamalot.
Now, see, it's too bad that we didn't have a younger troupe of actors that continued the Monty Python shtick, because it would be really cool for them to do a parody on Song of Ice and Fire at this point.
Well, I think that kind of became a parody all itself, didn't it?
Oh, you got a point there. Yeah. It's a silly place.
Silly place. Now, have you heard who God is?
No.
He was a cricket player from the last century.
Huh.
He's like some let me find his name, but it's it was Michael Palin's son. It's 19th century English cricketer W.G. Grace. And he was just this guy with this great beard like that, and they used his image.
Awesome.
I was waiting for him to go, it's.
I always loved Terry Gilliam's cartoons.
Yeah. Yep.
No matter how weird they got.
And they did get weird. I'm sure Terry Gilliam did a whole lot of drugs.
Oh, I'm sure they all did a whole lot of drugs.
It would explain a lot. All the squires have to clip clop.
Yeah. You know, aside from the silliness of it, I've got to say, I love the costuming.
Yeah.
And a lot of the, just like the helmet, some of the helmets,
Yeah.
not all the helmets, some of them are out there. But the heraldry, the heraldic devices, and the way the tabards are,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're actually fairly authentic.
I actually like the way that they moved into side-by-side position as if they were actually on horses.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Wolf 10 Media.
Hey, Wolfie.
Oh, it's Hemiel Raptor's here too.
Oh, hey, Casey Scott. We didn't see you there. Sorry.
Melissa Harris loves Monty Python. I did too. Like I said, you know, I used to watch them all the time.
Somebody got one.
Oh, Wolfie just woke from a long nap.
Was Mama in her kerchief as you were in your cap?
I was thinking the same thing. Everybody laughs at when they call them Kniggets.
Kniggets. Yeah.
But that's actually
That's how it's spelled.
It's not how it's spelled, but they used to pronounce the K's back in the olden days. So it'd be like knights. Your knife. Kniggets. That was, like I said, that was one of the ideas I had for my avatar tonight, but I went with Arthur.
Fought in your general direction. And your father smelled
the elderberries. This is the. I mean, God, this was my college years. Me and my friends always doing these lines.
See, and these lines I find so hysterical because it's like, I know he seems to be insulting me, but I don't understand the insults. Crikey.
And of course, if anybody didn't know why I had a cow in my
Right,
in
exactly.
my thumbnail, that was why.
Oh, that poor duck.
Meow.
Run away! Run away!
I mean, if they were going to siege the castle, right? They've just thrown a bunch of their provisions out at them.
Well, that's actually someone. So I was reading that there was a siege similar to that. That late in the siege, both the entrenched army and the siege army were running out of food, and the siege army started throwing like food at them, like some of the last of their food, to make them think that they had a lot of food in there.
Oh, I see.
And the guys who were doing the siege gave up and went away because they thought we'll never, we're going to die.
If they're still, yeah.
If they still got food, we're dying out here, you know. I love this. Being a fan of the Trojan War and everything.
Yeah.
The Trojan money.
Sure. I love how that door is clearly just painted wood.
Yeah.
They've even painted rivets on it.
Well, you wouldn't need that many rivets on a door.
Well, that's true.
And like I said, they didn't have a lot of money for this film, so I'm sure that thing cost them a lot to do. But some of the backers they had for this film, who actually tried to get money for them,
Mm-hmm.
Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Genesis.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they were such fans of Monty Python that they gave them money.
Oops. Oh, yeah. But you see, that's why it's funny, because his faceplate isn't protecting anything. It doesn't hide his face at all.
Here it comes. Ugh.
A famous historian.
It kind of looks like Orville Redenbacher.
Kind of.
Excuse me here crunching. I do have some pretzels here.
Go for it. Enjoy. They just killed the historian.
Tale of Sir Robin. I think that's actually a place in Australia that they just had a stock picture of.
Certain death.
Camelot, certain death. I just love his heraldic device as a big chicken.
Like, what? Wait, what? Well, those knights are very dead.
Another look into my brain process early on, I considered making us that.
I could see that.
Yeah, the three-headed knight.
Let's be nice. You snore.
I'm eating biscuits right now.
That would be a real. I mean, can you just imagine having 3 heads? That would suck,
I know I have enough trouble with one.
right?
Dead people only. I would never. There we go.
Yeah. Hail, Sir Galahad.
flashing his bottom.
And even that would be his bum.
His bum, exactly.
His bum. Of course, Michael Palin, who is now technically a knight.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Sir Michael Palin.
Yeah, knighthood isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, Elton John is a knight then.
Yeah. All these actors and comedians are and musicians are knights.
Yeah, well, you know, if you do enough
Basically, if you pay enough taxes, that's what it really is.
Yeah. Like I say, you got Sir Patrick Stewart now, and
No.
they loved using that word.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you will.
The what? You see how she just avoided that?
You know, any other night go to that place, he could be having a good old time. Carol Cleveland, who was always like, she was almost like an honorary Python.
Mm-hmm.
She was like the female that showed up the most.
Making exciting underwear.
I'd be more concerned that I'm soaking wet.
Right?
Basic medical training.
Oops.
How's that Val Chastity looking now, buddy?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be temptation if it wasn't, tempting.
That is true. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
But the lady in the white hat there said that there was 8 of them. There's more than 8 there.
And I love the fact that
technically you
that's
didn't
not
see
the
it.
original one. That's her twin sister.
Yeah. Technically, you didn't see it in the castle. You saw it above the castle.
Girl shaped. I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm glad you get a little peek of Tim the Enchanter early on.
it's like a spank inferno. Well, I mean, my gosh, yes, she may be a foul temptress, but boy, you're getting ready to run her through. That's kind of extreme.
Now, of course, I would love to be the knight to came across that castle, but that's a whole other story.
Something tells me you would not be finding the Holy Grail, though, Al.
Oh, I wouldn't be looking for the Holy Grail there.
What is that paw?
I don't know. It's a gorilla hand. I have no idea why.
Yeah, it's just Terry Gilliam wearing a gorilla paw.
Because he's crazy.
See, that's the one thing about Monty Python. They would do these odd,
For no apparent reason.
for no apparent reason except to make you wonder what the heck was going on.
And it was really probably just to amuse themselves. Well, of
That's
course,
the
no
thing
one's
is,
ever crossed if no one's ever entered the cave.
yeah, of all of the Python crew, Terry Gilliam's usually the least seen because he does all the animation and stuff. But it's always nice to see him being a part of it.
And this is where they encounter
a lot of
the witch, right?
A lot of the interviews about this film, the guys always say they hated filming this film because it was just the experience was so bad. Not that because the film is bad.
Yeah.
But the weather, the outfits.
Yeah. So Torrance said, "Vile temptress, have you met Guinevere?" Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is this the bit with the shrubbery?
Yeah.
Yes.
An original concept was to have that John Cleese was going to be under there so he could actually walk around, but there were some issues. Say it's the standing on a ladder.
Not too expensive.
I know his beard comes out of his helmet.
I love this. Tale of Sir Lancelot.
Sir Lancelot. And the thing about it, he would take his time and set this whole thing up.
Yep.
Going down and around, not going down.
Bloody weather. Here we go.
Which do they spell with a U on that sheet?
Yep. I don't want any of that.
Oh, Prince Herbert. Although they leave it of course they make it very effeminate here. They don't really say one way or the other. But I heard Spamalot, he is gay. That's actually part of the story.
Well, from what I understand in history, there were a lot of people that, were royals that happened to have been otherwise interested, but they still did what they had to do to make sure they had an heir.
Yep. Well, just like in Braveheart, the prince in that one.
Right. Alice Herbert. Huge tracts of land.
Princess Lucky.
Sounds like a puppy.
Even if you come and get him. Oh yeah, we'll keep him here, obviously.
So Graham Chapman, the hiccuping one, plays King Arthur. I think he only had. It's only like one of like three other roles he does.
Yeah.
He was the giant. He was in the three-headed giant, and he's that one. And of course, he's Arthur.
Yeah.
I think there's one more that he played. I think Palin had the most. He was like 12 or 14 of the guys in this film.
Which is pretty typical.
Talking about being knighted. Though I do believe charity work is an honorable enough reason to knight someone, not everyone can swing a sword. I think to be knighted is by doing things that make you a hero: relief work, charity, self-sacrifice, at the call of duty, saving a life or two. That's true. Or I know a lot of people have issues with the whole actors becoming knights thing. I don't, like I said, but if like Elton John, because he's very into like charity and like AIDS research and things like that. I don't see any issue with that. It's like how boing. I would have gone like 3 feet.
Right. Message for you, sir.
What's John Cleese, like 6'4"?
He's a tall guy, yeah.
He's like, hey, see, it just has that.
I think I can believe it. Yeah, I'll just stay here.
It's a good thing she's got huge tracts of land.
Yep. Yep.
Not to say that she's not she could be a perfectly sweet and loving human being.
Well, and I could tell just by looking at her, she had big tracts of land.
Tracts of land, yeah.
Yeah. I guess there's more important things than size, though.
I like it. The banner is like H&L for Herbert and Lucky. This was, I think, the last scene that he shot, which is just him running.
Well, it would have been the last scene I'd be filming, too. I'd be like, I'm done. That's it.
And I like to keep replaying that same little piece.
Like he's not getting any closer.
Whoa, and suddenly he's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. Hey.
He's just killing everybody.
Yeah.
Just stabbing the snot out of everybody. Oh, gosh.
He's going out of his way to kill everybody. That camera work is kind of cool, though, following him like that.
Oh.
Not so lucky.
Let me kill these flowers. And this guy here. And then this guy carrying the flowers. I got a note. This is not a musical. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
He put a sword right through his head. Prince.
The aftermath.
Oh, bloody hell. You probably don't want to go charging the guy with the sword, like, unarmed.
Sorry.
He killed my auntie.
Talk about Sir David Attenborough, yeah, and Richard Attenborough, both of them. So Richard Attenborough, he was like he did a lot of historical and nature work.
In a very real and legally binding sense. Wait, what? Not like that. Not like that.
Wee.
Yeah, you were supposed to have let go of the rope. Can someone give me a push, please? Thank you.
I just love the absurdist humor that
Yep.
the Brits have over us. The old crone, played by B. Duffel, who sadly passed away before the film was released.
Really?
Yeah. She passed away December of 1974. Of course, this came out April 1975. That is one weird hairdo.
Yeah.
It looks like it's two different wigs.
I like it's like that weird little point that coming down the middle of it.
Oh, please. Bugger it up.
Because he said it.
They're still taking care of this guy.
Yes, you just can't forget the death of a famed historian.
Guess not. Yay.
Yay. We did that a lot too. And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Yay. They were forced to eat rabbit juice.
Yay.
Yay.
Like that
Oh,
little
that's an
chart.
exciting thing. Yeah.
And I like how they covered the fact that John Cleese was playing another part in this scene by putting Lancelot in a helmet.
Yep.
John Cleese was terrified of this scene.
I would be too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the precipice he was on, he's like, one side fall off, I would die, and the other would like maim me horribly, and the wind was blowing. So between takes, he had to kneel down so he didn't get blown off the top of it.
Wow.
Tim.
Yeah.
He just likes blowing crap up, doesn't he?
You gotta get some Roman candles and like empty out his staff and do that. Get a little wizardry going on. When I got my main helmet when I was doing my fighting back in the old days,
Mm-hmm.
how Lancelot paints his helmet is where I got the idea to paint mine that half red, half white when I did it. So mine was red on the other side. Red where his is white, and my white where his is black. Or red where his is black. No. Now I'm confused. White on my right side, red on... yeah. I said mine was red where his was white, and red where his was bull. No, white where his was black. I have one question for the movie. Where is Merlin? I guess this is as close as they get to Merlin.
I guess.
Samuel. Pointy teeth.
What an eccentric performance.
That's a cool perspective with the skull there.
Yeah, except when you have the top
Oh,
of the,
top part
thing
that's cut off.
yeah. It kind of detracts from the illusion that it was someone that died there.
They don't get off their horses. Cat or bad dog. This is my favorite scene ever.
I know.
I love this. Soiled my armor. Look at the bones. Look at the bones.
Well, see, that's what you do. Instead of trying to convince him, you just go, yeah, you go see.
I love that. I love how his head goes
I
off.
warned you.
Because the actual bunny is a real bunny, but that's like a puppet that Gilliam did.
Buddy's like, oh crap.
I just love. As one fierce bunny.
Buddy's just covered in blood.
Yeah, there was food dye. They couldn't get it out. The guy who lent them the bunny got a little upset the fact that they couldn't get the color out.
Somebody posted a picture on Facebook. Their bunny, all covered in red, said he freaked out. He thought that his bunny had been terribly injured. Apparently, the bunny had gotten into a jar of raspberry preserves.
Oh, gee.
The holy hand grenade.
The holy hand grenade of Antioch.
It was destined to blow a rabbit to smithereens.
Yep. Matthew Felicity, Eric Idles from the 80s Transformer movie as Wreck-Gar. Yep. John Cleese from Fawlty Towers, which is one of the great series. Only 12 episodes they ever did.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine having the Carabanog in the same movie as Russ's? That would be intense.
Fruit bats. B3. It's brilliant. It's brilliant writing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to sit down and piece together that entire thing.
1, 2, 5. These guys are still on the case.
Yep. Always liked caves. Go a little spelunking, but not like the little tight caves. Have you ever seen the people that do those little tight caves?
I know that would just no. I would not.
Yeah, I can't. Have you ever seen the movie Descent?
Yes.
I'd be afraid of getting stuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Arg.
Oh, hey, Matthew Flynn. I'm sorry if we didn't say hi to you earlier. Yes, Michael Palin is the narrator.
Which I mean, it's like good thing they weren't rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, Russia's.
Yeah, Ruffers.
In the back of the throat.
He's so cute.
What's your like be so? Ah! Samuel Proctor, if I didn't say hello to you, hello. And yeah, I don't see why they couldn't be in the same world. It would actually fit thematically.
Yep, the animator dies. You can't draw the monster anymore. The old man from scene 24.
Right, off you go. Oops.
Ah!
Well, that sucks.
And so ends Brave Sir Robin.
No, yellow. Wing.
Whee!
You have to know this one. Boy, even being allowed to cross the bridge is no guarantee you're going to make it across.
Yeah, Graham Chapman couldn't do this scene because he was going through DTs because he was having alcohol trouble,
Really?
and he kept freezing up. He couldn't do it.
I would imagine. I would
Yeah,
have too.
so they just had another guy do it.
I like that intermission in the middle of this.
Yeah, and the bridge was actually quite safe. That Scottish landscape, man.
Right?
You have to breed you got to be a rough breed of person to live on that.
Yeah, you know, they make the stuff very hearty.
Yep. Hey, if you're able to survive around that landscape, nothing but a skirt, you got to be tough. Yeah, we still need to watch Excalibur. We'll have to put that on the schedule this year.
Oh, yeah.
The John Borman classic. So when I rebrand to friend films with friends instead of Saturday Night Rewatch.
Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God, it's
Of which there's only 2 left. Or, well, 1, technically. We count the king. They're the greatest insults.
Ew.
Uh,
Kniggets. Yeah, Matthew Flynn. I mean, of all the classic comedies, British comedies, Monty Python is like a staple.
yeah. They're iconic. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's up there with the 2 Ronnies.
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill. Yeah. Steve Allen at Large.
I love all these soldiers. They're like students from the local college.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Being an extra is fun.
I forget what they get. It's somewhere where they got how much they got paid, but they were just basically said, "We'll give you a little bit of money, some food, and you'll get to hang with the guys that'll make you laugh for a little while."
If you're just an extra, you get $50.
Well,
If they give you a line, you get more.
That's U.S. Oh, but look, those are the wool. What do you call it? Knits.
Yeah, the knits.
Okay, yeah, there are a lot more people there.
I mean, for the not many that they really had, they made the most of how they filmed it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, right?
Yep, that's pretty much how it was. I think the rest is just music.
Yeah.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I think there was a big vote about the top comedies in history. It finished number 2, and this usually finishes within the top 15 of most lists of greatest film comedies of all time. It's absurdist humor. It's unique, Monty Python esque styling. Just you can't match it. Those guys were magic together. I mean, Cleese, Palin, Jones, Idle, Gilliam.
They all complimented each other very, very well. And it wasn't all absurdist humor. Every now and again, it's peppered with some very, very witty,
very deep, very witty, and sometimes very deep stuff.
Yeah.
If you, like I say, if you listen to the early one and early in this film when they're talking the economic thing and the political stuff,
exactly.
You really listen to it. That's some deep stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a very intelligent group. Well, they're still,
and sometimes they're not even joking. They're just pointing things out. And you're going, actually, when he says something about, strange women standing around in a pool, handing out, stories, there's no way to base your political system. You know what? He's got a point.
Yeah. And the whole witch thing, I mean, there's lots of little strange things throughout, but it's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Great way to end the year. One of the great British comedies, from one of the greatest comedy troupes that ever existed. I mean, late 60s into the 70s and even into the 80s. I mean, Monty Python and them were just magic. You've seen the other ones, right? Life of Brian and Meaning of Life.
Definitely Meaning of Life.
Yeah, Meaning of Life. I think, as much as I love this one, I think Meaning of Life is probably my favorite of all the films, because it's the commentary about life, different aspects and different time. It's just a lot of great thought. But I had a lot of fun watching that again. I really think it's like I said, I'm glad I went with the comedy instead of the disaster movie, because I think 2020 has given us enough disaster for a while, and hopefully it'll be over soon. Maybe by spring, once vaccinations get started, and hopefully we figure out, for better or for worse, how this thing's going to play out. We'll get life back in order and just some kind of normalcy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, let's start talking about what's upcoming, folks. Tomorrow night, of course, we have on Age Boomers channel Study Hall. What time you guys starting?
8 Central, which would be 9 your time. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there. We'll probably be talking at least a little bit about Wonder Woman, some of the other DC comics, the comics, publication news, as well as the DC, film universe type stuff.
Yeah, of course. Like the Wonder Woman is the big story of this week.
Yeah.
Not really saying a lot. Not really saying a lot, but I mean, I've heard, I've heard mixed things about it. They say it's not the greatest film, but it's
I've heard mixed stuff too. Everywhere from it sucked, it was boring, I fell asleep, to I honestly haven't heard anything really good about it.
Most of the stuff is very, even like the super fanboys are kind of like, it was all right, nobody going that's like this life altering.
Just to give you a little sneak peek of what I plan to talk about a little bit tomorrow night, I was listening to the Midnight's Edge roundtable this evening, just before tonight's live stream, and they were saying that they said that so much of it seems so disconnected. There was a lot of, they just felt like there was for as long as the movie was, it still felt like there was a lot of footage that was missing, like it was poorly edited. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm now just waiting for them to ask for the, what's her name? The director,
Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, I'm waiting for calls for the Jenkins cut now. And that's unfortunately what I see happening.
This is the Jenkins cut.
No, it's really not, because this was another one of those films by committee where she didn't get to do what she wanted to do, and she was told what had to be in there and what had to be taken out.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a next,
But I think that's what now is getting, especially with the streaming and the way it is. It's like, hurry up and get the thing out there, and then we'll fix it and turn it into a 3-episode miniseries on streaming. That's what now seems to be the case, and that just means we can put together a bunch of crap and we'll fix it later. I did not see that as the possible result of the call for the Snyder cut, but I think that's the message that Hollywood has taken away from it.
Well, I have very little interest in the Snyder cut, so because I don't know, I saw a lot of what was there, and I mean, you literally would have to just totally remake that movie.
Well, it raises some really bizarre questions, right? I mean, do we treat it like the Star Wars special edition? And even if we do, then what's canon? How do we know what actually did? Is it what was originally released in the theaters? Is it now what we've seen on streaming service? I mean, what is the story?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know what they're doing. And like I said, I really don't care. And if someone's going, well, if you haven't seen it, you can't. Hey, I saw Man of Steel. I saw 95% of Batman v Superman. I kind of know where they're going with this, and I've seen maybe 20% of Justice League, which was time in my life I really
you'll never get back.
Yeah. I could have used a nap instead, basically. It just wasn't good. It just visually it wasn't interesting. Now, of course, they can be fixing a lot of things, but I mean, when you get to the point, it's why, when do you go? Is it the same movie, or is it something totally different? Just like you said. It's like, when does a broom stop being a broom? Once you keep replacing all the pieces to it.
I was having a conversation with someone in another venue about the special editions, and exactly that, what's canon and what isn't. And I said, is there anything in the special editions that really changed the story significantly?
No.
I mean, even probably the biggest one is the re-edition of Jabba the Hutt into episode 4.
Yeah,
there is nothing that happens there that changes the overall story. In fact, all he does is repeat all the exact same things that Greedo just said. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't. I mean, it's interesting.
And you get to see
it doesn't change the story at all.
And you get to see old, some extra footage, it's fine, but yeah, it doesn't inherently change the story. But I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of that to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Matchstick or Wolfie's got something going on tonight. Wolfie's here; he can put that in the chat if he wants. Let us know what's going on there with the Weebies, the Weebie guys.
What do you Weebies be doing?
What the Weebs going on?
Yep.
And Monday night, I think
Sound
Engraver is going to be doing something. Probably
she is recuperated from her holiday,
from the Christmas holiday, and the Monday Night Muse will grace us with her presence. Monday night, usually around the 9:30 mark. Keep an eye out. Of course, anything we don't say or forget to say, just check out the Professor Geek Facebook page, and you'll find a lot of the stuff there. Tuesday night, we're going to be doing the first 5 chapters of A Horse and His Boy, which I read my 5 chapters today, which is really interesting. It's like something I wasn't expecting. Kind of a neat little story going on there. So we're going to be starting that. That's on the Catholic Bible Geek channel. I believe around 9:00 is when the professor's got that. But like I said, anything different will be posted on in the Professor Geek page and on the Catholic Bible Geek page as well. So go there, keep an ear out for that. Are you doing anything Tuesday night?
I am not. No.
Okay, because I didn't know if Part was gonna.
No, I don't have anything scheduled for Tuesday. I've just been so busy since I started working again. I just have not been able to.
Wednesday night, usually Daniel Heron has something. I don't know if Daniel Heron and Age Boomer are doing anything this Wednesday or not. Just kind of keep it tuned. That Soundtracks with Birdman. Greenlight
might have something going on. I think she's still doing Hitman.
Still doing Hitman. Okay, yeah, it's Greenline Girl. Keep an eye out for her information. Thursday night, I believe the professor is going to be the Catholic Bible Geek is going to be continuing the John, I believe, the Gospel of John.
Yep.
I haven't really heard. Like I said, the holidays has everything all messed up. I don't know what's going on. But also that night, I believe, Thursday night, which is New Year's Eve, Mr. Pacelli.
Yep, I'll be doing a rewatch. I'll be doing a rewatch on my channel of It's a Wonderful Life. I'm thinking that I'll start regular time, 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
That's a late night, buddies.
So I'm trying to figure out if I what I want to do is I want to work it into a like a midnight countdown. But since we're usually dealing with 2 different time zones there, I'm not really sure how we're going to work it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Keep an eye out for the link. And
anyway, It's a Wonderful Life is a great film. I watched the last part of it. I always catch the last part. The other night. Well, the other night, and because was it last night? I think last night, Christmas night. Well, they had Scrooge, 1951 Scrooge, and then I watched 1970s Albert Finney's Scrooge, the musical, and then I watched the last part of It's a Wonderful Life. And so I was getting things from all directions. It was kind of cool. Also, remember Tuesdays and Thursdays at about 11ish in the morning, Second Cup Cafe with the Fan Man. He said he's going to do it as long as he wasn't able to do it this Thursday. Life got a little crazy on Christmas Eve, so he wasn't able to do one. But keep track of that. And Danette, you got anything going
on? Nothing right now, because the holidays are messed up so much. Like trying to plan things. I figure after the holidays are over, maybe then.
Yeah.
Okay. And next Friday, I don't know if the Fan Man's going to do anything. It sounded like he wasn't, but we'll wait and see. Something might happen Friday night. And next Saturday, we don't have a clue about the rewatches.
Oh, we can watch Clue.
We don't have a clue. Let's watch Clue. Yeah.
We don't have a clue. Let's watch Clue. No, but no one's scheduled. Either me, you, or Nanette are not scheduled to do anything. So that's the January 2nd. Has not been claimed.
You wanna choose something?
I can find something if you want.
Go ahead.
Okay. So next Saturday.
You don't have to decide that right now. Then I guess we can wait.
Well, no, I don't know what the movie is, but I'll say I'll take the slot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So next Saturday night I will be
We'll be doing a rewatch of something.
With rewatch, and we'll be rewatching something. Don't know what it is, but we'll be rewatching something. I'll come up with something in the next day or so. just keep an eye out. I think I got everything, or at least random.
Joshua V says he has never seen It's a Wonderful Life. Well, that's okay. You can watch it for the first time next week with us if you want to. But wow, how do you miss that? There was a time when it was literally during the holiday season playing on every channel all day long.
Jedi Masters Utopia. Have you ever done the Adventures of Robin Hood? That would be a great one to do. I'll tell you right now, I've been wanting to do the Adventures of Robin Hood for a while now. I almost did it at one point, but I think we did I think a memorial came instead. I forget exactly what happened, but I was going to do it, and then something else happened. So we didn't do Adventures of Robin Hood. Adventures of Robin Hood. Well, I don't want to do like two medieval things in a row like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going, running on a theme for a little while.
Yeah, let's plug it in. Adventures of Robin Hood, Errol Flynn, and the sadly lost this year Miss Olivia de Havilland. So
yeah,
let's do it next Saturday night. Adventures of Robin Hood, a great classic from 1939. I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forget, but it's late 30. It was around that time. So yeah, let's do that. Let's get our Robin Hood on, our Sherwood on, and become the merry men that we need to be. So yeah, that'll be a good one. That's a good way to start a year. A nice good old classic. Errol Flynn at his best, and the lovely Olivia de Havilland and the great Claude Rains. Oh God, there's some good stuff in this film.
Yeah.
Claude Rains. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in for it now. Yep, we're doing it. Thank you. Thank you, Jedi Masters Utopia. You have helped us lock one in. So yeah, so let's lock it in. Netter, you said nothing's coming up with you. Anything coming from Cartan?
I got to be honest with you. I've been trying desperately to get a couple videos done. I'm about halfway through editing one. They were meant to be, thematically for the holiday season. One for the Feast of the Long Night, and one that was going to be a cooking video for a dish to be served during the Feast of the Long Night. Hopefully, I'll get those out the next week or so.
What are you going to do with Sakaberry pudding one too?
I actually messed up the footage there, so I'll try to get that one done before.
I'll never know how to make it. I'll never know how to make one Sakaberry pudding.
And I am in the process of editing my videos now that I actually have the program for it, and so I should have some content up really soon.
I might try to do something this week, like kind of a year review with things I liked during the year. Maybe a few things that didn't quite work out so well, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just go pure on goodness. Things I liked. 2020, it wasn't all bad. We had some good movies, some good stuff came out. Haunting of Bly Manor. Hey, that was an awesome experience. Sonic the Hedgehog came up before the craziness.
Well, that's true. Best movie of the year.
Mandalorian. Please.
From the chat on how mine and Troy's setup worked tonight for you. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, how'd that work for you guys?
Yeah, we're trying something different so that I didn't have to keep dragging my computer upstairs.
See, you went closer to the mic when you just spoke, right?
No, actually, I'm just kind of leaned back in my chair.
Oh, because you sounded clear for like a little bit there, so it sounded good. So I don't know if it's a distance thing or what, but you'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
It's the Pacellis try to. Yeah, you guys are going to have to come on like as Troy and Nanette, and like one lug on.
In just one. Okay, yeah, we could probably do that too. Yeah.
That might, because basically Netter's network is just a muted bunny.
Well, that's true.
Though a dangerous bunny with big nifty teeth that go so
Exactly.
oh god. I love that movie. But anything else you guys want to say or
Nope, I think
talk
that's
about?
about it.
Snide
Well,
remarks.
I always want to thank people for coming, and we really appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, please make sure you go and sub our channels. Go to the YouTube channel that I set up on Facebook and put your own channels there so we can sub to you. I need 2 more to make 60. So come on, guys. I need 2 more.
Yeah.
Do it. But yeah, I'd like to thank those of you that joined us tonight. Not, like I said, we're not many, but we are mighty. The Al Pals all, every one of you means something to me. Like I said, next one is going to be friends. We're going to call it Friends with Film. So if all my friends show up and we watch a film, that's what it's going to be about. Just good old friends, like the old days we used to do. We sit around and watch a movie and make fun of it. So thank you for joining us. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you guys had a fun Boxing Day, a wonderful Feast of Stephen, just like Good King Wenceslas did, and one of my favorite Christmas carols. Hopefully, you guys have a very happy New Year. Like I said, it's not all of a sudden just going to get better at midnight on Thursday, but at least we can start writing another number. That's something.
Right.
But yeah, so guys, I hope you have a very happy Sunday, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Night, everyone.
Bye-bye.